Listen well, because this story is not your regular tale. It is about one young woman, a foreign lady named Sophia, who thought the world was her playground. But she made one mistake so big, it shook 3 continents. Sophia was not poor. No, she was smart, rich with ideas, always hunting treasures. But greed can blind a person, and her eyes landed on one forbidden thing. The statue of Ogun, the ancient African god of war and iron. They said the statue was locked in a secret shrine outside Lagos, guarded not by soldiers, but by the spirit of Ogun himself. But Sophia laughed when she heard that. She said, "Spirit, please, I only believe in money." So one hot Lagos night, she moved. She wore black, glasses with night vision, little gadgets she bought from the dark web, drones flying above, her car waiting by the bush, like a scene from a spy movie. She cut through wires, she dodged old priests praying nearby, and when she reached the shrine, her heart almost stopped. The statue was glowing, black stone, shining like fire, eyes red like blood. But instead of fear, Sophia only saw dollar signs. She whispered, "I'm rich." And just like that, she grabbed it. The ground shook, the trees bent, dogs barked in the whole village. And one old priest shouted into the night, "She has stolen Ogun, the thief will not escape." But Sophia was already in her jeep, flying down the highway, laughing like she had won the lottery. What she didn't know, the deity was awake. She went to London. She had buyers there, black market collectors who loved rare African pieces. She walked into a secret auction house, holding the statue like a trophy. But strange things started happening. The lights went out. The room got hot. Like Nigeria's sun followed her all the way to London. And when one buyer touched the statue, his hand burned. Smoke, screams, people running. Sophia laughed nervously. Defective stone, maybe. But deep down, her chest was tight. She escaped again, this time to New York. Big city, tall buildings, new buyer waiting. This buyer was dangerous, mafia type, tattoos, gold chains, chewing gum like a gangster. He wanted the statue for his private collection. He said, "Bring it tonight, cash is ready." Sophia smiled, thinking her problems were over. But on the way, New York went mad. Traffic lights, all red, every car horn blasting, crows flying across the sky like a black storm. And in her car, the radio turned on by itself. A deep voice spoke, "Return me." Sophia threw the radio out the window, shaking, but the voice was inside her head now. Everywhere she looked, red eyes were watching. That night, in a mafia warehouse, she dropped the statue on the table. The gangster smiled, counted the money, and said, "Good job." But then, the statue's mouth opened. Yes, stone lips moved. It spoke in a voice that rattled the whole building. "Who dares sell Ogun?" The gangster froze. His men pulled guns. But bullets mean nothing to a god of war. The statue exploded with fire. Guns melted like butter. Men screamed, ran, begged. And Sophia? She hid under the table, shaking like a child. By morning, the warehouse was ashes. Police called it a gas explosion. But Sophia knew the truth. Ogun was hunting her, city by city. She ran. Through airports, through subways, across bridges. Everywhere she heard drums, African drums, loud, chasing her, even in New York streets. People thought she was crazy. They filmed her screaming on TikTok, running from invisible drummers. The video went viral. The comments, "White lady on crack." LOL, Lagos Juju found her. Somebody tell her to return the statue." But Sophia didn't give up. Greed is a sickness. She still wanted money, even with a curse on her back. She made one final plan. She called a billionaire in Dubai. This man collected forbidden things. He promised her $10 million if she delivered the statue. Enough money to disappear forever. Sophia smiled again. She thought, "This is it. Last chance. I win." She boarded a private jet, but once the plane was in the air, the statue began to glow again. Red, hot, alive. The pilot shouted, "What is happening?" Engines failed. Alarms screamed. The plane shook like a toy in a storm. And then a voice filled the cabin, not from speakers, from the sky itself. "I am not yours to sell." The plane went dark. Sophia screamed, clutching the statue. But when lightning struck, the statue disappeared from her hands. Gone. She looked around. Empty. The deity had vanished. And in that moment, she knew it had returned to Africa. Back to the shrine. Back to the land where it belonged. The plane somehow landed. Emergency crews pulled Sophia out. But she was not the same. Her hair turned white, her eyes wide, staring at nothing. She kept whispering, "Drums, drums, drums." They locked her in a hospital. Doctors called it trauma, but the priests in Lagos knew the truth. Ogun spared her life, but not her mind. And that, my friends, is the story of the woman who thought she could steal a god. From Lagos to London, from New York to the sky itself, she ran, she fought, she screamed. But in the end, she learned a simple truth. Some things are not for sale. So if you ever travel and you see a glowing statue, red eyes shining, whispering your name, don't touch it, don't take it, because Ogun remembers, and Ogun does not forgive.